Hello everyone. Listen to the ways, traveler. They believe they can shake the stone. They believe their fury to extinguish the light. But you are the tower. You are the steady flame that does not flicker when the world rages. They believe they can shake the stone. They believe their fury can extinguish the light. But you are the tower. You are the steady flame that does not flicker when the world rages. The lighthouse of the soul. The traveler should now enter the building. The door provides protection from the frigid outdoor environment. The door provides protection from the wind and rain and the persistent sounds which fill the market. Your journey to this point has required you to ascend numerous stairs until you reach the highest section of the Great Lighthouse of Alexandria. This location exists where Marcus have awaited your arrival since the beginning of time. You need to shut the heavy door which exists behind you. The door makes a sound which resembles a finality when it seals against the frame, which sounds like a book closing, and which marks the transition between two sections. The storm which followed you needs to follow the stairs which ascend to this space. The storm strikes the walls and it makes an eerie sound through the gaps which exist in the ancient stone. You currently reside in the central part of the lighthouse, which has existed for hundreds of years. The lighthouse will continue to exist for future centuries, because it can withstand all storms which the Mediterranean Sea produces from its deepest waters. The rain makes contact with the walls which you should listen to at this moment. The sound comes to us through multiple waves which move in rhythmic patterns because of the wind that blows over the dark water. The chaos which exists in the air has transformed into a liquid form which resembles the ocean because it emits sounds that create a wild and unrestrained state. The stone walls which surround this space create a warm atmosphere which exists between these ancient boundaries. The only thing present in this room is the golden illumination which comes from the main fire that makes its home in this room, which creates moving shadows that travel at a slow pace across the rounded walls, which makes the stone material appear to be alive, which moves through time with a rhythm that exists from ancient times. Approach the fire to experience its warmth. The fire will bring its warm touch to your face and your hands and your shoulders, which have lifted heavy things from the lower city. The city tries to sleep at this moment while the storm continues to rage. We remain awake at this highest point. Our first task requires us to watch. The first step of our journey requires us to understand. The first step of our journey requires us to remember. The first step of our journey requires us to remember. A lighthouse stands through all darkness as it maintains its position without showing any signs of fear. I have kept this flame burning for more time than my memory can hold. I have observed 10,000 storms which crashed against these boundaries. I have witnessed the ocean rise with violent force as it produced waves which reached temple height to smash into the rocks below, while lightning struck the sky, creating an effect which made it seem like gods were breaking apart the celestial structure. The lighthouse has maintained its position throughout all events. The flame has maintained its continuous burning. The sea cannot surpass the lighthouse because no stone can match the ceaseless power of water. The lighthouse holds knowledge which the sea has lost. The lighthouse understands which things people can change and which things they need to tolerate. The secret of Stoicism, which you already know exists, along with the secret that I bring to share with you today. The speaker moves towards the window, while the listener should stand with him at his current location, which has thick old glass that displays pond-like ripples. The man should touch the stone sill, which shows signs of wear from past users, who include watchmen and philosophers and sailors who needed to navigate through darkness. The object provides a feeling of weighty strength because of its temperature difference, which remains unchanged by the chaotic happenings that present themselves to us. The speaker now asks the listener to observe the water area, which lies beyond their current position. The sea appears completely dark tonight, showing no other color than its deepest blackness, which matches the darkness that exists between stars. But you can see it still, can you not? The foam shows how light scatters from our fire, while the waves display their rhythmic movements, which resemble the deep breathing patterns of an enormous disturbed sleeper. The Mediterranean has become a fierce stormy force which produces loud disruptive sounds as it crashes against the rocks, trying to destroy an object which has kept its strength for 300 years. The world outside our immediate environment exists as my friend. The soul of a person extends beyond the boundaries of their inner being. The storm continues to rage through all areas which exist beyond your ability to control and your ability to influence. People sometimes use praise to create a storm which leads to your recognition in public spaces. The Stoic knows better. The Stoic understands that people respond to praise and blame as if they track to different tides which operate as one continuous stream. The current day brings you honors. Your name will face condemnation tomorrow. The ocean now appears completely calm. The ocean will rise to destroy ships which navigate through its waters. The person standing at the lighthouse must answer 3 questions about their duties while they observe the ocean waves, which repeat their pattern of crashing and receding. The traveler must decide whether to demonstrate fear of the ocean waves or to request their silence, or to establish his self-worth through their acceptance. The traveler knows the lighthouse does not fear the water. The lighthouse does not ask the sea to be calm. The lighthouse stands on its position while it maintains its light to guide vessels through both sea states and their sailing activities. The lighthouse exists to perform one function, which involves maintaining its eternal flame. The lighthouse requires nothing except the weather conditions which exist at that moment. Hear my words so they can become part of you as warmth enters your body. The storm does not define you. 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 You are the lighthouse. You are the stone foundation which extends to the earth's core. Your flame remains active in the middle of every chaotic situation. The storm will no longer influence you when you achieve this level of understanding. the man should shift away from the window. The man should face the middle of the room, which contains a large iron brazier that has existed since ancient times and can produce flames which remain visible for 30 miles across dark waters. The traveler sees a fire that exceeds all common fires. The fire serves as the main function which drives the lighthouse to exist because it operates all components of the structure. The lighthouse exists as a tower which becomes complete with this flame. The lighthouse transforms into a guiding light. It becomes a source of optimism. The light enables people to choose between a safe harbor and a shipwreck, while navigating essential paths to their home and avoiding eternal loss in uncharted darkness. Step forward. The heat from it reaches your skin. The sound produces a continuous slow roar, which resembles faraway thunder and the gentle rumbling of a satisfied large animal. The flames create movements which produce a dance display. While they change from gold to orange to red to white, and they destroy the oiland, which transforms into visible light and heat that reaches ships from such a distance that they seem like stars which dropped from the sky to the ocean's surface. The entire environment functions as a symbolic representation. I use storm and stone and flame to communicate with you, because these elements connect with your inner being through their direct and filtered connection. The fire symbolizes your existing possession which has existed inside. You sense your first moment of existence and which no outside force can extinguish until you let it fade away through inaction. The Stoics called it many things. The divine spark was one of their designations. The logos was identified as the rational principle which regulates the cosmos. The hegemon icon served as the primary cognitive ability which governs human thought. The concept can be described through a more straightforward term, which leads to an immediate understanding. Your inner flame represents the core of your being. The part of you which can achieve virtue and reason and make decisions exists within you. The part of you which maintains freedom during physical confinement and stays composed amid chaotic situations and keeps shining when shadows close in from every direction exists within you. The inner flame remains unaffected by weather conditions. The light of your inner flame maintains its brightness despite negative comments about you. Your inner flame maintains its original brightness because people will either praise you or criticize you. Your inner light remains unchanged by your financial status because it exists independently from both extreme poverty and extreme wealth. Your inner light remains constant through your experiences of pain and pleasure because these two forces cannot change its essential nature. Your inner flame maintains its unchanging strength until you supply the necessary fuel to sustain it. Your fuel requirements include nothing that your body must consume because your body needs all its essential elements. Your fuel needs require nothing but your complete concentration. The daily habit of remembering your true identity serves as your guide for what to do next. You need to practice returning to the fundamental fact that you exist as the lighthouse which guides others through the storm. You exist as the observer who watches over the waves which constantly break upon the shore. You exist as the stable center which keeps all surrounding chaos in motion. The storm keeps its intensity outside the house. I can hear it in the pauses between the crackling of the fire, in the deep background roar that never quite disappears, in the occasional gust that finds a crack in the ancient mortar and whistles through like a ghost remembering its former life. The rain is falling harder now, if that is possible. The sound resembles thousands of small hands drumming against the stone worries of the world that demand entry, while requiring us to acknowledge them, and forcing us to suffer over things we cannot change. However, we keep the door closed. We choose not to let the storm enter our home. We acknowledge the storm exists because people who deny its reality prove themselves to be foolish, yet we refuse to think that we must experience its full force. We can see the rain without becoming wet. We can hear the thunder without becoming afraid. We can know that ships are foundering out there in the dark without believing that we are responsible for seas we did not create and cannot command. The lighthouse teaches its lesson to those who possess enough wisdom to ascend its stairs and who show the necessary patience to stay at its fire throughout the entire night. You should control everything that lies within your power. You must accept everything that lies beyond your power. You should possess the ability to distinguish between these two states of existence. What can you control, traveler? Your breath, your thoughts, your judgments, your responses, your character, your choices in each present moment. You can control whether you feed the inner flame or neglect it. You can control whether you practice virtue or slide into vice. You can control whether you meet the world with wisdom or with folly, with courage or with cowardice, with justice or with cruelty, with temperance or with excess. These things, these small, interior things are your province. They are the stones of your own lighthouse. They are the oil that feeds your own flame. What can you not control? Everything else. The weather, the sea, the opinions of others, the judgments of the crowd. Whether you are praised or blamed, honored or scorned, remembered or forgotten. Whether you are healthy or sick, wealthy or poor, alive tomorrow or dead. Whether the people you love treat you well or treat you poorly. Whether your plans succeed or fail. Whether the world is just or unjust, kind or cruel, sensible or mad. All of it is beyond the walls of your lighthouse. It is the storm, and storms, by their very nature, do as they will. The traveler has the ability to control their breathing and their thoughts and their judgments and their responses and their character and their present moment choices. The inner flame needs your active decision to either feed it or let it extinguish. You have the power to choose between practicing virtuous behavior and falling into sinful conduct. You have the authority to determine whether you will approach the world with wisdom or foolishness, and with bravery or fear, and with just behavior or cruel treatment, and with self-control or excessive behavior. The interior elements of your life control your destiny. The stones of your own lighthouse become your personal property. Your own flame receives its fuel from these materials. You have no power to control anything except for the things which you can control: the weather, the sea, the opinions of others, the judgments of the crowd, Your reputation depends on whether people praise you or blame you, and whether they honor you or scorn you, and whether they will remember you or forget you. Your health status and financial situation and life status for tomorrow determine what will happen. Your loved ones will treat you well or treat you poorly according to their choice. Your plans will either achieve success or face failure. The world exists in a state of unjust behavior and cruel treatment and nonsensical actions. Everything exists beyond the boundaries of your lighthouse. The storm exists. Storms possess an inherent tendency to conduct themselves according to their natural tendencies. The moment you receive this admission, which you use to confirm what you believe to be true, your life changes through a miraculous transformation. The weight you have held since birth, which includes your attempt to control what cannot be controlled and your effort to create calmness in the sea during its raging moments, has completely disappeared from your life. The only thing that remains in existence exists as a special type of lightness which delivers a special type of freedom that people dedicate their entire existence to finding through incorrect methods. Your body should retain this state of lightness for all future moments. You have spent time observing the fire while I spoke and the storm raged outside. You can take a seat now, if that is what you want to do. The area contains two different types of cushions, which have become old and damaged yet maintain their ability to provide comfort to people who sit near the fireplace because that location offers maximum heat. Your body needs to move downwards. The relief spreads through your legs and back and all body parts which have maintained your standing position against Earth's gravitational pull. Your body should enter a state of softness. Your body should enter a state of release. You have entered the lighthouse area. You have achieved safety in this location. You will face no threats in this space. The warm environment of your space together with the constant heat from the fire and from the ancient stone brings your body to a state of rest. Your breathing pattern becomes noticeable when you start to experience this state of relaxation. You should not make any changes to your current state. Your present state requires no improvements. Your present state requires only your observation. Your breath remains your most faithful companion in your entire life. Your breath has stayed with you since your first moment of life, and it will continue to stay with you until your final breath. Your breath will not require any demands from you. Your breath will not demand anything from you. Your breath continues its movement through your body as ocean tides flow and ocean waves crash against rocks, and everything in existence moves through its natural pattern of expansion and contraction. The warm air carries the smoke and cedar and burning oil scent, which fills the atmosphere. The air enters your lungs, and your chest extends, and the oxygen travels through your bloodstream to reach all parts of your body. You should exhale your breath while you let everything go, and your chest should drop as the air leaves your body to take away all the stress and fears and extra weight which you have been carrying. Your body performs its breathing process through two separate movements. The Earth completes its rotations through both basic and deep movements. The storm outside has reached its most intense point. The wind produces a new sound which creates a deeper howl that resembles the sea's voice which calls to the darkness. You are currently present in a situation that exists outside of darkness. You exist in a state of brightness. You exist in a state of heat. You exist in the center of the lighthouse which has withstood more powerful storms than this current storm. The process of merging with the tower begins to affect your body. Your body weight shifts into a state of deep relaxation, which makes you feel like an object of stone. Your body weight moves through your feet and legs and hips as they become heavier and sink into the lighthouse foundation and the underwater bedrock in the Earth's core. You have established a permanent connection to your surroundings. You have established yourself in one place. Your body remains standing because no wind force can move you. Your body remains fixed because no ocean force can displace you. The tower's central structure functions as your spine, which extends vertically from its base to its peak. The vertebrae function as building blocks which construct the spine by connecting together to support the weight of the upper vertebrae, while they maintain the structure of the lower vertebrae. The strength of this structure develops through you. The strength of this structure develops through you. The structure exists without any effort to maintain its existence because that state of existence satisfies all requirements. Your head functions as the highest point of your body, which contains the lantern room that displays your inner flame of consciousness, which sends out awareness through your skull to illuminate all dark areas of existence. The light maintains its full brightness regardless of how far away someone looks at it. The light maintains its full brightness regardless of storm conditions. The light maintains its brightness in both chaotic situations and peaceful moments and shows the same intensity during moments of happiness and sadness and during moments of death and life. The moment you experience now contains all your real possessions. The past has disappeared because it exists only as memories and interpretations, which cannot be altered and which have become less authentic. The future has not yet arrived and it may never arrive because it exists only as a product of human imagination which creates both anxiety and hope. This moment currently exists. This location serves as your residence. This location serves as the source of your authority. You have the ability to select virtuous behavior during this present moment. You have the ability to use logic during this present moment. You have the ability to maintain your internal fire while you build the protective structures of your personal lighthouse. The time between yesterday and tomorrow does not exist. The current moment exists. The storm does not matter for the present time. You feel warmth during this present moment. You feel protection during this present moment. Your body releases built-up tension through each breath as your muscles relax into a state of deep trust, which comes from understanding your current position, fulfills all your needs. Your soul has reached its destined port. The journey is finished for this night. all that remains now is to rest. The fire produces sounds which exist before human speech and before human thought. The fire demonstrates how all things will reach their ultimate state of light and heat and dash, because all things lose their solid form and everything in existence goes through constant transformation, which creates new things from existing materials. The fire maintains its original power because its essential nature, which operates through all things, maintains its eternal existence. The fire exists as your true nature because your physical form will undergo developments, which have already started to occur during your current time of sitting here. Your body undergoes ongoing development because your current state of existence leads to your body experiencing changes. Your body undergoes natural processes when your existing cells face death and new cells begin to emerge. Your body undergoes continuous hair growth. Your body loses skin through a process of shedding. Your body will lose every atom it contains at present, because your complete body composition will change after 7 years. You are not a thing. You are a process. Your body exists as a pattern which matter moves through, similar to how water moves through a riverbed while maintaining its identity as a river. The process of this activity continues because it operates based on a power which enables you to observe various activities. The Stoics identified the divine spark which exists in every person as their inner essence of divinity. Human existence lacks divine characteristics because divine qualities exist outside of supernatural and magical realms, but possess eternal qualities which connect to the universal structure of existence. The storm has started to decrease its strength at this moment. The storm has not stopped because you learned to stop feeling its effects. The lighthouse provides me protection from the storm which no longer endangers me. The situation contains no more than present-day weather conditions. The universe experiences weather through the process of air movement and water evaporation and cloud creation under rain precipitation. The existence of this thing does not present any form of goodness or badness. It exists in its current state. Your existence remains the same regardless of anything that happens between you and others. You exist in your complete form. You should experience weightiness in your body. Your arms are in a state of stillness, which creates a weighty feeling as they rest on the cushions. Your legs have completely lost their motor functions. Your head rests against the wall, or perhaps it bends forward until it reaches your chest, because only a small amount of force keeps it from falling down. Your body weight has reached an extreme point. You have created a solid presence that nobody can move. Your statue exists as a self-portrait which artists used warm stone to carve from the rock, which they developed to a special state that produces heat from an everlasting fire. The outside area is fully dark. You can now see your own reflection through the windows, which used to show you the storm's wild shapes because the old glass creates doubled and tripled images of your ghostly presence, who sits by the fire while Marcus sits beside you, and together you watch over the sleeping world. The watching has now become gentle. The vigil now exists in soft form. The activity requires no physical effort. The lighthouse does not try to watch. Its existence leads to natural watching, which occurs through light that emits from flame without any need for deliberate effort. The city of Alexandria exists far beneath us while its inhabitants sleep in their beds. Merchants dream of markets. Sailors dream of calm seas. Children dream whatever children dream, bright formless things, joy without reason, adventures in impossible lands. You are learning a lesson that needs to be learned multiple times through your experience at the highest point of the tallest building in the world, where you sit in warmth and light. The first statement establishes that you exist separately from your life experiences. The second statement shows that you exist outside the limits of your present situation. The third statement declares that you exist beyond the storm and the waves and the continuous disorder which exists in our world. You function as the lighthouse. You function as the flame. You exist as the observing mind who selects his awareness at a point which remains still while the world around him rotates. From this unchanging point which exists as his perfect peaceful center, he can remain undisrupted as he faces all of life's challenges. The fire shows its current state through a lower flame which now shows reduced intensity. The fire enters its nighttime period because it has stopped burning yet continues to emit light through its red glow, which produces better warmth and illumination. The situation exists according to natural laws. The situation exists according to what is proper. People need to stop active work because they should take their scheduled rest. The watch proceeds its task through a new approach, which creates a calmer and more silent atmosphere that focuses on inner thoughts. The outside atmosphere has changed because rain sounds now fall at a lower volume than before. The waves continue to hit the rocks, however their crashing sound has become quieter because the thick walls and the heavy sleep, which has spread throughout everything, act as sound barriers. The present moment requires you to let your mind follow its natural path. You should let your thoughts proceed like smoke which ascends from the fire and moves into the room's heated atmosphere. The present moment does not require you to go anywhere. The present moment does not require you to perform any tasks. The present moment does not require you to work on any challenges. The present situation needs to wait for its scheduled time. Everything will remain available for you to access tomorrow or the following day or whenever you decide to examine it again. At this moment, people experience only the heat which combines with shadow and the profound sleep that descends upon climbers who reach mountainous heights to witness the storm as nothing but passing weather. You are the lighthouse. Your structure remains constant because it was designed for enduring strength. Your inner being contains a flame which remains safe from storms and all forms of criticism and all types of failures. Your birthright includes this flame. Your nature contains this flame. Your essence remains intact because this flame exists within you. Your existence requires only this. Your existence requires only this. Your existence requires only this. The traveler needs to sleep now. The lighthouse provides a central sleeping area. The fire provides a warm space for sleeping. The storm will end its active period. The first light of day will appear. The ocean waters will become peaceful. Your presence will continue whether the outcomes change or not. The lighthouse stays in its original position. The original flame continues to exist. Your dreams will show you the ability to watch over high places tonight. You will see flames that never extinguish in your dreams. You will see ancient stones that protect against storm weather in your dreams. Your peace will accompany you from the moment you wake until you reach the stairs and exit the building into whatever weather exists outside. Your identity exists independently from the events that affect you. Your choices define your identity. You are not distorted. The lighthouse represents your true self. Sleep now. Take time to rest.